Hi, this is Mr. Scott. I'm going to show you how to use a Burette here. First of all, this is a Burette. These are really expensive, so you want to use caution and be careful when you're handling the Burette, especially the tip of the Burette. The way these are designed is the tip can kind of come off like that, so you just push that on to get your Burette in there. Something else you might notice as you look at the numbers on the Burette, the 50 is at the bottom of the Burette because we're going to be performing some titrations and you want to know how much liquid you've used. So the numbers are actually going to go down the Burette from 0 all the way to 50. The other thing you might notice here is you've got this valve, also known as a stopcock. When it's perpendicular here, it's closed. When it's parallel to the tube, it's open. So that's something else you might notice. I get a ring stand with a clamp on it. You'll notice as I squeeze the clamp, the Burette fits nicely inside and it's able to hold the Burette. And you can lower and raise that however you need to as you squeeze that clamp. You want to make sure though that when you put this Burette inside the clamp that this valve is closed so your liquid or whatever you're putting inside there doesn't spill all over the floor or onto the lab bench. Something else you want to do before you start work with the Burette is you want to clean it. So you'll notice I've got the valve open, I've got it into the edge of the sink, and I just want to make sure that I'm careful with that. I'm going to take distilled water. You're never going to use tap water in this thing here. You're going to use distilled water, and you're going to rotate the Burette as the distilled water goes on down. And just for viewing purposes here, I'm going to shoot a lot of distilled in there, and you might start to see it there coming out of the Burette. And you generally want to do that in the sink so that all of it gets nice and clean. The last thing I want to show you as you use the Burette is when you're finished for the day with the Burette, you're going to make sure that you rinse it with distilled water. You don't want to leave anything in there. You want the valve open, so once again that's parallel, and you're going to hang it upside down so that it dries nicely. Okay, so show you what that looks like here. Put that into the clamp, leave that upside down, valves open, and then you can call your teacher over there to check and clean up the rest of your lab bench.